here are 4 signs that he is the one, he is husband material.
And I'll give you 4 signs to let you know how we know that you're the one for us. And number 4, I had a hard time getting out, but you got to stick around because number 4 is exactly how men think, but they won't tell you.
All right, let's get into this. Okay, can I go first?
Yes.
Okay. Number 1 sign that he possibly could be the one. He matches your love list. Ladies, I tell all my girls, and I teach all my girls this in the Feminine Energy Academy, do not be on the dating scene until you know what you want. If you are not clear on exactly what you're calling in as a husband, you're going to end up with anything. Now, if you're a single mama, like I was, I actually included my kids in my love list before I started dating for marriage, and I got exactly what I wanted. So when you're doing your love list, you need to have some non-negotiables. You have your nice to haves, and then you have your non-negotiables. And your non-negotiables include things like character, lifestyle, a bunch of different things. It's not, does he have a 6-pack? For example, with my kids, I asked them right away. I was like, hey, what are your non-negotiables for your future bonus dad and a future husband for me? And they're like, Mom, he needs to be a Christian, and he needs to be black. I was like, okay. And I think Selah said he needs to like dogs, and the boys said he needs to like basketball. So that was their love list. But then I had my love list, and that was one of the big green flags for me that he was the one.
Here's one way that men know that she's the one.
Okay.
He loves being around you and feels some type of way when you're not around. So, of course, for men, it's a lot about, we don't talk about it, but how we feel around you means so much. And when we're around you, we don't even notice at times how relaxed we are, just how much fun we're having. But when we're not around you and we're checking in, we're calling, we're texting, we're feeling some type of way, that's how we begin to know that you just might be the one that we want to be with, just because of how our body feels, how we're always thinking about you, and we just need to hear from you.
So ladies, this is why it's so important, because most men will go through a pull away phase because what they're doing subconsciously is seeing how they feel when you're not around. And so allow them to pull away and you keep living your best life, because they're going to come running back once they realize that they feel better with you in their life than when you're not in their life.
That's true.
Number 2 sign that he is the one is his follow through game. Ladies, I know you've heard me talk about this before, but it's not about what he's saying to you. He's not saying how much he loves you. He could tell you you're the one. He's never met anyone like you. You're the most beautiful woman in the world. He wants to marry you. He has all these grand plans for you, you know, planning dates and trips and all these things he has. But what is he actually doing? His actions have to speak louder than his words. And that was one thing I definitely noticed with my husband, is it was less talk and more action.
The number 2 way a man knows that you might be the one for him is she meets his standards on looks and just how she carries herself. And this is something that a lot of times men may not say, but this is the first thing we do. I know, shout out to Coop. He gave us the quote, men flirt with beauty and marry behavior, right? So even with this, the beauty must be there first. Now, the other stuff that I talked about in number 1, that's so key. But the looks, that she meets that standard of how she looks, how she carries herself, all of that is one, how she just communicates with other people. If those things line up, then we're not worried about like where she works. We're not worried about things like that. But if those 3 things line up, that might be the one that we can pursue further and see if she's the one, because the looks are so important to men. Even as beauty fades, it's not fading today, right? She looks good today, and that's a big part of it. It's not about you looking perfect, but it's about his type. And each man likes what they like. So it's not you becoming a Barbie, a beauty pageant contestant or anything like that. It's just you being comfortable in who you are and enhancing, putting on, doing your hair, taking care of everything on your body, dressing nice, working out, all of that factors in. So it's not a certain look, but it's about meeting his standard on what he's looking for in looks.
Number 3, and I feel like so many people overlook this, but it's lifestyle compatibility. This is something
Yes.
I'm so happy I was so intentional at looking at, was lifestyle compatibility. Because you can want a guy that, makes a certain amount of money or looks a certain way or has even the same values as you, but if his lifestyle is totally different than the lifestyle that you want to live, you're going to be headbutting. And what that means is, just as an example, I had 4 kids when I was dating. There was a type of guy that I really wanted to be with. I wanted him to be really flexible with his schedule. I wanted him to be an entrepreneur, business owner like me. And I wanted him to be present. I wanted him to be a present dad, because I have 4 kids. They're in sports. Sometimes we're doing sports 7 days a week. And so I knew that would cause a lot of tension in the marriage if he's out, traveling for a few months at a time, or has to be out working every evening. I didn't want that. So really be intentional on the type of guy you're calling in. And when you are meeting a guy that wants to live the same type of lifestyle as you, or is already, that's even better, already living the same type of lifestyle with you, it's a very easy merge of families. It was very easy for us because we were already living the same type of lifestyle before we got together.
No, that's so key. And that's something that's overlooked
Yes,
because
huge.
we're so in love, but that's so key in
Yeah.
just keeping the peace within the relationship
Yeah,
in that area.
Well, if you want to stay in one city for whatever reason, and he wants to travel around and move to a different country, you're going to have issues there, or vice versa.
So, number 3 way a man knows that you may be the one that he wants to marry is you bring value to his life. So in relationships, we either bringing value or we're bringing chaos. We're bringing trouble into the relationship. So it's so many ways to bring value. But when you organically bring value in the areas that he may be lacking, it could be just bringing value in the household and just making sure the house is taken care of, or making sure that he's taking care of himself. Because a lot of times when you're dealing with a healthy masculine energy man, he may be on the go. He may not get his hair cut all the time. He may not do the small things that most masculine energy men just don't take time out to do as consistently. So bringing value in the house with the kids, just being able to fill in those places where he's lacking at. And that unspoken value really draws us to you. And a lot of times we may not even see it because we're not asking for it. You're just doing it. It's so natural to you, but that draws him even closer to you.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah.
You as a woman, and men don't consciously think about this, but the woman that brings out the best in him is the woman that he can't live without. And it's not just being a people pleaser. It's you're challenging him in a healthy way, and you're compatible, and you're adding value to his life, but you're activating the king in him. You're bringing out the best in him. You're helping him live out his full potential.
And that's something, even with us
Yeah.
being able to live out my full potential, it's not something that you're telling me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just something that as you add value
Yeah.
in my life, you allow me to relax
Yeah.
and allow me to really step into areas in which it can be in business. It's just even stepping out with the kids and doing more with them.
Yeah.
I'm able to step fully into it because of the value that you bring, just keeping the house together. Right? Because, both of us do a lot in the house,
Yeah.
but you're the one that actually keeps things together in the house for me and allow me to relax, right?
Yeah.
Because of what you do.
Well, women, we make the house a home.
Yes, that's the way to put it.
If the wife isn't in there, it's just a house.
Because look, listen, I could clean every day, but I may not deep clean, but once a year. So even small, right, because it looks clean on the outside.
Oh, you're a bachelor, a former bachelor.
Yeah, bachelor for life. So even the details is what I'm saying. The details in our life, in my life, that you bring value to, where I may stay surface with it.
So good, baby. And it goes both ways, for sure. Number 4, and I feel like this is also a huge game changer, is you guys actually have best friend energy. Like, I'm talking not just marrying some dude. Like, you are marrying a man that you could spend the rest of your life with, right? He's healthy. He's a masculine energy provider. He's following through on all the things that he's supposed to be doing. But the biggest thing is that you guys are best friends. Like, you actually enjoy being around each other. And this is what I love so much about our relationship, is that best friend energy, that romantic best friend energy, where we could just hang out and do nothing together. And there's just no one else I would rather do it with. or you're building businesses together, you're traveling together, you're parenting together, you're doing so many different things together. But when you have that friendship,
Yes.
and you're both growing together and bringing out the best in each other, that is a clear sign that he is the one. And I just wanted to add this for the ladies, because a lot of women that are in their masculine energy are very fixated on the man's looks. They can't get past, oh, but what if I'm not attracted to him? What if he doesn't look like this? What, all these different things. And I'm telling you, babe, how women are wired hormonally, energetically, and spiritually, how God's made us, is we fall in love with the man you spend time with.
Yes.
Okay, that's how we hormonally bond, and how the man that you're intimate with, which is why it's so important, ladies, that you're not intimate with men that are not your husband, because you will hormonally bond to them. And the reason why I'm telling you this is, if your man meets all your criteria that we just talked about, the loveless, the compatibility, he's really showing that healthy masculine energy, provider traits, best friend energy, all that stuff, just by you spending more time with him on dates, and then eventually if you decide to get married and you're intimate together, you will be attracted to him. That attraction will naturally build up for sure.
And it's so key that you said, because it's one thing to just to love that person, love him, but to really to like and enjoy being around that person really allows the relationship to grow, and through different stages.
Yeah.
Because it's not just held together by love. You generally like this person and want to see the best for him or for her and in that relationship. So I love it.
Yeah, and you can have fun together.
Yes, exactly. Number 4, and this is something that we'll never tell women. But
you look like you're about to do a confession.
Exactly.
So good. I love this.
We'll never tell women, but it's so key as we're figuring out if you may potentially be the one, is that not only does she have boundaries and she sets those boundaries, but she stands on those boundaries in her life. And that's even dealing with us. So what that shows us is she's not moved by what people are saying, what people are doing. She's only moved by what she desires in a healthy relationship. So it could be boundaries, and this is something for us that she showed me as well. It could be boundaries even in spending time together before we're married, right? Because me, like most men, want to hang out, want you to come over, right? Want to
spend the night.
Yes, want to spend the night, want to do everything like we married. But she held firm to those boundaries, which allowed me to know that, okay, if she's holding firm to these boundaries with me and we're seriously dating, we're engaged, then I can trust her even when other men, other people come her way and try to test those boundaries. This area right here, she's not going, she's not, that doesn't move her. Even if she's emotionally connected, she stands on those boundaries. And that allowed me to see all the other stuff checked off. That allowed me to know that this is someone I can be with and trust moving forward in our relationship and in our marriage.
So good, baby.
Yeah.
All right, ladies, if you are serious about getting that ring, about shortening that dating time, about attracting the provider energy husband and possibly bonus dad, and you need help with that, that is something that we specialize in with our ladies. We actually just had a lady got engaged and married last week. She was a former single mom, and now she's happily married. We're so excited for her. These are the type of stories that we hear all the time, and we help you with your inner healing, healing your masculine energy wounds. We help you with clarity on exactly who to call in as a healthy provider energy man. We teach you how to actually date online, offline. We dated online internationally. We have a whole story there. And it was all strategy. We were engaged in 8 months and married 3 months later. And we are living our freaking best life right now. So if you want help with this, we will see you in the Feminine Energy Academy. The link is below.
So as soon as you get in, just DM us, let us know why you're there, and we'll help walk you through exactly what you need.